Politics with CKN. Every Friday at 8 p.m. exclusive to Silver TV and Silver News 24. It's a must-watch. Inside Politics with CKN. Speaking truth to power.
Welcome back to Inside Politics with CKN, coming to you live from the studios of Silverbird Television here in Victoria Land, Lagos, Nigeria. As I told you before we went on break, today we'll be discussing international politics. A few hours ago, former President Donald Trump was elected as the 47th President of the United States of America, and he defeated his closest rival, Mrs. Kamala Harris, who is the Vice President of the United States. And it was a shocker, though most pundits felt that the election was going to be close. At the end of it all, it wasn't close at all. Same about last week, a Nigerian-born Kemi Badenoch became the first black woman to head the Conservative Party in the United Kingdom. If you remember very well, the Conservative Party has been in government for, in the past, about 10 years or 8 years now. Before the election this year, we had the Labour Party took over the reins of power. So what it means that Kemi Badenoch, if for whatever reason there's an election in United Kingdom today, and the Conservative Party wins that election, she will become the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. So you can now understand the essence of that election. Today we'll be discussing these two individuals and the impact it will have not only on Nigeria, but the whole of Africa. My guest today is no other person than a broadcaster, an established one for that matter, the founder of Ben TV London, former chairman Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, NIDO, my one and only friend, Ambassador Alistair Soyode. Good evening. It's nice to have you on the program, my brother.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on this show. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's nice having you on the program. You know, it is always, you know this job, when you always the one asking the question and the other side now, you are being asked questions. So welcome. It's so much a privilege to have you on this program today.
Thank you.
You are one of the Nigerians that are making us so proud abroad in the diaspora. You established one of the first indigenous African TV station in United Kingdom, and that in itself has projected Nigeria, not only Nigeria, but Africa in good light. I've been in your station, I've been in that station some time ago when I was in London. So once again, congratulations, and thank you for what you are doing for your fatherland.
Thank you.
Yes, so Alistair, let's start with where you are, the UK. Now, the election of Kemi Badenoch, did it come to you as a shock?
Well, not really, because when we look at the system, she has been somebody who has occupied many high-ranking ministerial positions in the United Kingdom. She has been part of the government under Rishi Sunak. So she has played a role both internally and have been a former secretary as well, minister for dealing with the foreign nations for the United Kingdom. So she is well experienced. Sorry for the noise, because here in the United Kingdom, we're having what we call the fire weekend. So she has played a major role. And from the beginning of the program, from the beginning of the schedule, she has shown the capacity that she wants to lead the Conservative Party. And of course, as you know, they went through a lot of process, a lot of a nomination, election, and then emerging as one of the last three candidates. From that point, really and truly, anybody that knows her determination and willpower will know that she stands a good chance of being potentially the leader of the party. But out of that as well, she has created a wonderful record, because if you look at it, the Conservative Party has been in existence for almost close to 200 years. It was founded in 1834 from the Tories, and that's why they call the Conservative and the Tory Party. So she has stood a solid ground, and so far so good. She has just put her cabinet together, and she is ready, and everybody feels that she is absolutely ready. But the point as well for the Nigerian people is that she wasn't born in Nigeria. She was born in the United Kingdom, Wimbledon, South London, And then she went back to Nigeria with her parent before coming back in her teenage years.
Yes, I know that she was born in UK, but she came to Nigeria. She was brought to Nigeria, and she had their primary school, and I think probably to secondary school. I'm not too sure, but I know that she schooled here, and she's one of us. But in the true sense of it, there has not been so much enthusiasm about her election, especially in Nigeria. We had expected that enthusiasm would be there, but for one reason or the other, I was listening to the chairman of the Diaspora Commission, Kedabi, a few days ago. We actually said that severally that Kemi has not tried to make herself available, or has not tried to tap herself to the root, that made attempts to reach out to her even before she was elected, and she has always not been in Nigeria. So what could be the reason for this?
Well, as a former chairman of Nigerians in the diaspora, I tend to want people to understand one thing, which, like the chairman of NIDCOM mentioned as well, that not every Nigerian who has parents that are Nigerians are Nigerians. So from the perspective of who she is, I'm not sure that she ever claimed to say she's standing for Nigeria in the political system here in the United Kingdom. Neither does she feel that she's representing Nigeria, but she's representing her constituency. And then one thing that you have to take on board as well, she is a well-traveled person that have been in the United States, have been in across Europe, and of course, this is her home ground. And she stood between her and her husband. Actually, both of them were of the same political party. And the agreement between the two of them is anybody who get the next step will allow the other person to follow their professional career. So as a woman who knew where she was coming from, the history of Nigeria. In fact, I think when she was elected, some of us were saying now we will look forward to seeing how African leaders can potentially say they're heading to go and meet the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who may happen to be this woman of African origin and this woman of African descent. So technically, the new Tory leader does not say she is Nigerian. I'm not sure even as of now if she has a Nigerian passport, making her a dual nationality. And like the NIDCOM CEO mentioned, Dr. Abike Dabri, that not every Nigerian wants to be associated with Nigeria. But at the end of the day, we celebrate them because they are of Nigerian descent. And that's why, again, sometimes when somebody who is of Nigerian name is elected anywhere in the world, we may tend as Nigerian quickly say a Nigerian has been elected. A Nigerian has got a new position. But this so-called Nigerian, some of them, to be honest, have never been to Nigeria. So I would like us to widen our perspective and thinking. Even back home in Nigeria, if somebody is born in the northern part of Nigeria, we still classify them to be non-northerners. We still sometimes refer them to be southerners. And those who are born in the south, we still don't want to be associated by saying they are from the south or from the southwest. So I wonder why, if somebody of her nature, who has stood a very solid ground and now become the leader of this opposition party, for us in the diaspora, without any doubt, she has elevated the expectation of Black people. You see, actually, anything you aspire, as long as you focus on it, there's a possibility you may achieve it. So putting all things aside, for us as Nigerians, we're grateful that she is there. For us as people of color, we see to the future that things can be much more better. And for Nigerian leadership, definitely this would be a challenging point to say when people have the merit and the capacity, we should, as much as possible, support them so that they become the leaders that they can potentially be, or they can become the innovators and the creators of what they could potentially be. And definitely for the Nigerian leadership, this is very, very challenging. And it's something that she, as a woman of color and as a leader of the opposition, would challenge many African leaders, not just Nigeria.
It's so funny because when you look at it from the point of the fact that some other people who are not even linked to Nigeria or Africans are trying to find their roots back to Africa, even Nigeria. I take classical example is the wife of I think Prince Harry. I think that's his name. The second son to the King Kemi, and she said that she had over 60, how many percentage of her gene or blood traced to Nigeria, but somebody of our own is not trying to. But that's neither here nor there. Then as I round up, let's round up on this one. On the issue, some of the issue that some Nigerians, also Africans, have against her is the fact that despite being an immigrant, she's so hard on immigration issues and even immigrants coming into United Kingdom. And you don't expect such from such a person whose parents are immigrants, but find her way in United Kingdom to rise to a political. As I said during the course of this program, if there's an election tomorrow and the Conservative Party wins, Kemi will become the next Prime Minister of UK. So why is she so strong on immigration issues and issues relating to immigration?
I think one thing one has to look at is when you're applying for a job, you need to be realistic to say, what does the job need? You have the capacity and the capabilities to go through the requirement of the role of that person. And the system here somehow is that the immigration matter is one of the forefront of it, not just here in the United Kingdom, but something that we've seen across Europe and by extension in the United States as well.